Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you and welcome to the Xfinity Center at the University of Maryland. It's great to be with you on this triumphant occasion. Thank you from the Smith community, from our graduates, our faculty, our amazing Smith School staff, from all of us to all of you. Thank you for being here with us today. We are delighted to be with you. We will get underway very shortly, but first this safety announcement. Exits are located throughout the Xfinity Center. For your safety, look for the nearest exit. In case of emergency, please walk, do not run to that exit. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the May 2015 graduate commencement exercise of the Robert H. Smith School of Business, University of Maryland. To follow today's proceedings, please turn to page 6, 14, or 20 in your commencement program, where you'll find a ceremony guide, followed by a list of graduates receiving their Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Business Administration, and Master of Degrees, as well as additional information about the Robert H. Smith School of Business. Leading the academic procession will be over 400 graduates of the graduating class of 2015. They, in turn, will be led by 2 column marshals. Following these graduates will be representatives of the Smith School's illustrious faculty, staff, and our PhD graduates, led by Dean Alexander J. Triantis and Vice Dean Dr. Joyce E.A. Russell. Note that the leaders of each group will be carrying maces. Since the Middle Ages, university processions have been preceded by the carrying of the mace, a symbol of the university's authority to govern itself and grant degrees. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome the graduating class of 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, the faculty, staff, and alumni of the Robert H. Smith School of Business. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed by our own Smith School MBA degree candidate, Catherine Ferris Moss.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's rude glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Presiding over these exercises is Dr. Alexander Triantis, Dean of the Robert H. Smith School of Business.
Good evening, graduates of the class of 2015. Good evening, family and friends of the class of 2015. Good evening to our distinguished guests and to members of the Smith School faculty and administration. I welcome you to the commencement of the Robert H. Smith School of Business so that together we may honor our graduates, women and men who have completed the requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Business Administration, and Specialty Master's degrees. From each of us sitting on stage, from every teacher who taught you and every staff person who made your Smith experience possible, we offer a well-deserved congratulations. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You should be proud. You've graduated from one of the preeminent business schools in the world. At the Smith School, the best students, the best faculty, and the most challenging problems of our global interconnected society come together in ways that are transformative and far-reaching. We are a center of collaboration, innovation, and fearless ideas. Every day, Smith ideas and Smith people are moving beyond labs and lecture halls to make a genuine and positive impact on our economy, our society, and our world. Today, you become one of those people. You will go out into the world armed and ready to live lives of meaning and purpose, create value for your organizations, and impress the heck out of everyone you meet. Commencement celebrates a journey with beginnings and endings and all the amazing things that happen in between. Today, we will look back on your journey and we will look forward to your future. Some members of the platform party will be introduced as the program proceeds. At this time, I would like to introduce other platform participants. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Professor Gary Cohen, Assistant Dean of Executive Programs. Patty Caroci, Assistant Dean for Development and Alumni Relations. John Masudapur, Co-Chair of the Smith New York Club for the Robert H. Smith School of Business Alumni Chapter Board. Professor Srivardhan Lele, Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs for MBA Programs. Professor Wendy Moe, Academic Director of MS in Marketing Analytics. Professor Stephen Loeb, Academic Director of MS in Accounting. Professor Tom Corsi, Academic Director of MS in Supply Chain Management. Professor Kate Stewart, Academic Director of MS in Information Systems. And Professor Michael Falkender, Director of the Master in Finance. Dale Vanderwall, Assistant Dean of Strategic Operations. Isaac Elking, President of the Association of Doctoral Students. Allison DeVerne, Vice President of Student Affairs, MBA Association. Jose Vides, President, Part-Time MBA Association. And Meng Ellen Liu, President of the Smith Master's Students Association. This platform is not large enough to contain all who have played an important role in making this day possible. In this regard, a special debt of gratitude is owed to the outstanding faculty at College Park and the Robert H. Smith School of Business, and to the dedicated staff who have given so much of themselves to the graduates. Please thank them at this time. Also, we respectfully request that all attendees remain seated throughout the entire ceremony in order to provide full recognition for all graduates. So let's begin by hearing from members of the class of 2015. Dr. Joyce Russell, Vice Dean of the Smith School, will now introduce our student speakers.
So I'm now pleased to introduce our student speakers, and I think you're going to be very excited about both of these talks. Our first is our master's graduate student speaker, Sai Prasad Vishwanathan. He's graduating with a Master of Science degree in Marketing Analytics. Sai has an incredible personal story. As an infant, surgery to remove a growth on his spinal cord left him unable to walk. Further health issues made it incredibly difficult for him to pursue his education. But despite that, he attained his Bachelor's of Science in Electrical and Electronics Engineering. He also told me he got his MBA, and he went on at that point for a career in a Big Four accounting firm. Before coming to Smith, he worked as a technology risk consultant with Deloitte and Touche, helping clients operationalize their PMO and risk assessment teams. He also co-founded a consulting organization that provides education and infrastructure accessibility services for college students in India. In 2010, he received the Helen Keller Role Model Person of the Year Award, an Indian honor for those who have promoted employment opportunities for people with disabilities. He is also the first Indian with a disability to go on an expedition to Antarctica. After graduation, Sai plans to work on transforming infrastructure access and generate jobs for persons with disabilities in India. And he just also told us that he got a job and he'll be starting at McKinsey consulting firm, which we're very excited for him. So please join me in welcoming Sai Prasad Vishwanathan.
Wow. Respected Dean, distinguished faculty, family members, friends, my fellow graduate students, and everyone who represent the very spirit of people here at the University of Maryland. I am deeply honored to represent our student community on graduating from the finest university in the world, and on what must be one of the happiest and most memorable occasions in our life. What else can I say that the university has already not taught us? What more can I share that will represent the very core of our education and time here? In a humble attempt to do that, I will share just one story. One story, no more, no big deal. Truth be told, I was born with a physical disability. 13 days after my birth, I was on the operating table. Medical complications and doctors' mistakes ensured I lost my ability to walk forever. Trying to walk against the odds and being inspired to walk only meant injuries. People called me differently abled. That's like calling a single person differently romantic. It doesn't help. Some people told me that disability is a state of mind. But honestly, when there are 2 floors of stairs for you to climb, it's not a state of mind. It's physical pain. My disability led to injuries that wouldn't heal and would subsequently become bone cancer. Add the never-ending medical expenses, and we don't need to talk of the healthcare system at all, and my family's poverty, we had every reason to give up on life. Surprisingly, my family and me had every reason to give up on life, no means to fight life, let alone get an education, find a job, and talk of making a difference to the world. But something kept my family going. Something keeps our families going, and I don't know what is that. Something the university and the education system has tried hard to teach us every day. Something that represents the very soul of our family and loved members sitting there. I call that something endurance. Friends, starting today, as we graduate and take on life, there are going to be problems in life that cannot be solved with intelligence. No amount of business acumen, analytics, PowerPoints can help us. We cannot Google or Wikipedia the solution to our life problems. What do we do then? How do we survive? What did my family do? Faced with overwhelming physical, mental, emotional, and financial odds, my family simply endured. They had little to no formal education, but what they lacked in education, they made up for in endurance. And while endurance alone does not solve any problems, it gives us enough time to fight every problem that comes in our way. My family's endurance inspired me, an ordinary me, to challenge life's odds. Their endurance inspired me to pursue education and made me graduate today from this great university. It made me get on stage and tell people that some of our life's toughest problems are not solved by intelligence, but by endurance. And for years to come, if you look back at our education here, we may have many, many memories. Memories that include the never-ending projects, the last-minute formatting the reports, the bus drives, the parties, the networking sessions, the hope that the classes will be called off on a snow day, the crazy emailing people through LinkedIn, and search for jobs. Among all those memories, if you're still looking for a moment of reflection, just remember this one moment. A moment when a guy on wheelchair was told by many, many people he can never walk and he can never get educated. Yet, he stands tall in front of you all today and symbolizes the successful fight that his family undertook 23 years before. Behind that fight and everyday life is the power of a family's ability to endure and inspire us. It is the power of endurance of all our families, our faculty, and our loved ones that ensured that we have this glorious moment ahead of us today. My dear friends, we are Terps. And by Terps, I mean we are the turtle. And surprisingly, a turtle is neither famous for its speed nor intelligence. A turtle is neither famous for its power nor knowledge. A turtle is not famous for its agility as well. A turtle simply endures. And through that endurance, it witnesses history and it makes history by itself. So, through that endurance, the turtle leaves a legacy. And starting today, as each of us Terps go out into the world, fight our education loans, fight for jobs, fights to make a difference to the world, I wish you every bit of endurance that you need to succeed. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, I promised you outstanding speakers, and clearly, thank you so much. That was very inspirational. And I'm now pleased to introduce our MBA student speaker, Jimin Gallman. Who today is graduating with a Master's of Business Administration. Jimin has been incredibly involved during his time at the Smith School. I think many of us up here have personally seen a lot of him in his role as president of the MBA Association, a job he did with enormous enthusiasm. He oversaw the organization's budget, and he worked directly with the dean's office and all the faculty to represent the full-time MBA community and advocate for the student experience at Smith. He's also a member of the Black MBA Association and was actively involved there as well. One of the things that distinguishes Jimin is his passion for helping others. Before coming to Smith, he worked with young people as a youth development counselor for a local nonprofit, as a coordinator of intramurals and recreation at Bowie State University, and as a co-founder of Innovative Leadership Strategies, a company that focuses on youth development. Jimin is from Baltimore, Maryland, and holds a Bachelor's of Science in Applied and Computational Mathematics. After graduation, he will join GE Aviation in their Human Resources Leadership Development Program. So please join me in welcoming Jimin Gallman.
Thank you, Dr. Russell, for that introduction. Thank you to all the family and friends and loved ones that have joined us today. Thank you, beautiful people, class of 2015. Thank you to the millions of people watching on pay-per-view at home. Thank you for laughing. 645 days ago, I entered Smith jobless. Uneasy about incurring $80,000 of debt, I entered lost and confused. I entered Smith unsure about the journey that I was getting ready to embark on. I was fearful that I was not good enough to compete. 3 days of math camp didn't help. 3 months of pre-skills didn't help, especially when you consider the all-nighter it took to finish them. I was born and raised in Baltimore City, son to an immigrant mother and a dad that was a school teacher. I grew up in a neighborhood that had little to offer. Fear was an emotion that I was familiar with. I had once seen fear as an enemy, but had learned how to use it as a great motivational agent. As a child, the fear of not living up to my loved ones' expectations drove me to be better. Fast forward to today, as I look back, the fear of failing motivated me throughout this program. And as a result, I've had one of the greatest experiences of my life. Where else do you get a chance to meet amazing people? Travel the world to places like Peru to hike Machu Picchu or visit the beaches of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Spend countless hours looking for internships. Spend countless hours looking for jobs. Discover that grade curves are your best friend in saving grace. Look for a job. Solve complex business problems. Look for a job. Drink Pepsi, of course. And when you weren't looking for a job, learn about market forecasting, how to leverage betas, how to evaluate stocks, or learn that 1 + 1 = 3. Yes, 1 + 1 = 3. The words of a classmate, TJ Becker. When I heard this, I thought to myself, either my math undergrad degree had failed me or TJ had lost it. I won't tell you which way I was leaning, but as always, TJ was 100% correct. In business, the goal is to take one thing, add it to something else with the hope that you end with more than you began. So TJ, as you said, 1 + 1 = 3. Or learn that in business school, there are 2 right answers to every question. It depends, or China. Do you have the reports I asked for? It depends. Depends on what? China? The most eloquent set of answers anyone could hope for. Yet the most critical lesson that we've learned over the past 2 years is what makes Smith special. GE has operational efficiency. Apple, innovation. Nike, brand image. Smith has a community like no other. We each genuinely care for one another. We each want everyone to succeed. As we depart this place for the last time, some as scholars and some by the skin of our teeth, there's no question that Smith has cultivated us into better versions of ourselves. We've been armed with the tools to make a difference, an opportunity to impact the world. As new chapters of our lives await, I want to challenge you. Challenge you to, number 1, take action. In the words of Bradley Whitford, take action. Every story you ever connected with, every leader you ever admired, every puny little thing you ever accomplished is a result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the active hero of your own life. Number 2, take risks. If we only rely on simply running regressions, calculating discount rates, or sticking to what we know, we will never tackle the unsolved challenges. We will never break new ground or venture into the wilderness of the unknown. So, take risks. Number 3, take a break. Find some time to let your body recharge and your mind to reset. Enjoy the wonders of life. And if you can, find some cool people to do it with. And number 4, be who you are. In the words of Neil Gaiman, the one thing that you have that nobody else has is you. Your voice, your mind, your story, your vision. So live as only as you can. Class of 2015, we have the responsibility to make sure that the sum of our total existence isn't just this degree, or the salaries we will receive, or the nice things we will acquire. We have a responsibility to make real change. 645 days ago, we embarked on a journey together. Today, we each will set out on the next chapter of our lives. Yet, we have so much more learning to do, so many more things to accomplish. So remember to create value, take action, take risks, and find time to take a break. Be who you are, and when in doubt, it depends, in China, are generally right. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you, loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimin. That was spectacular. And so can we acknowledge our two student speakers. They were just really inspirational. So now it gives me a lot of pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, none other than our Dean, Dean Alexander J. Triantis. And when asking the students who they wanted as the commencement speaker, they wanted the Dean to speak, and so this is really rather exciting. So we're very fortunate. He said make his introduction short, so I deliberately won't. But so let me tell the parents a little bit about him, since maybe the parents and families and friends don't know as much as the students do. But he's been an important part of the Smith School for the past 18 years as a member of the finance faculty and as a chair of the finance department. He's highly regarded expert in the area of financial strategy and valuation and publishes regularly in top journals. He's also highly sought after to consult for industry and government clients, such as DuPont, Ernst & Young, Morgan Stanley, Lockheed Martin, Marriott International, U.S. Department of Energy, the World Bank, and many, many more. But one of his big loves has always been his students. He's a fantastic teacher, and I know many of you had him in class, and he's won numerous teaching awards, including the Smith School's prestigious Alan J. Crow Award. In addition, Business Week named him an outstanding professor at the University of Maryland. He's also spectacular at building relationships with our employers and alumni, and that's really very critical for helping our students find great jobs and in building an even stronger business school community. In the Smith School, we call Dean Triantis a triathlete because he has such great passion for research, for teaching, and for service. And if you look at his strategic plan, it emphasizes all of those things. But he also has a focus on what really matters to, I think, all of the students, the parents, the family, and friends, and that's helping students find careers where they will be successful and really make an impact in the world today. So, that wasn't short, but please join me in welcoming our great Dean, Alex Triantis.
Well, thank you, Joyce. And once again, congratulations to the class of 2015. It's an honor to be here delivering the commencement address. We're about to send you into the world to launch the next phase of your adult lives and to create your next wave of your future. So I want to take a minute and think about the world. Imagine the best possible world you can. What is it like? Because creating a future really starts in your imagination. As a relatively new dean, I'm still spending some time trying to imagine the best possible world when it comes to educating students. What does a best possible business school look like? But it's not enough to simply imagine the best possible world. You've got to change things about the world as it is now to get to the world in your imagination. And we are in a world that is changing every day. I graduated from college over 30 years ago. My world didn't have email, didn't have YouTube, didn't have Twitter, didn't have cell phones, didn't have laptops, and I could keep going. Your world is going to change as rapidly as well. Some of the jobs that exist now certainly won't exist 30 years from now, and some of the industries that exist now may not exist in 30 years. And while sometimes change comes slowly or incrementally, and you have time to adapt, very often change comes hard and it comes fast. So whether it comes fast or slow, change is disruptive, it's messy, and it's difficult. So during your time here with Smith, we've tried to give you tools and skill sets that you would need to thrive in a rapidly changing world. To help you learn critical thinking skills, we force you to solve increasingly challenging problems. We try to throw you off center once in a while to force you out of your comfort zone and make you grapple with things you hadn't seen before. And typically, we try to do that in your exams. All those skills you struggled to acquire and acquired successfully, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here now, are meant to help you adapt and thrive in disruptive environments. I didn't have a hugely disruptive childhood, but I'll give you at least one quick personal story that relates to disruption in my life. I grew up in Canada, as some of you know, and when I was 7 years old, my parents decided to send me away for a month to a sleepaway camp in the province of Quebec. And as you may know, in the province of Quebec, they speak French, and I did not speak French. So it was rather strange to walk into an environment where I didn't speak the language really at all, other than maybe 50 or 100 words. But I learned a great deal from that experience. First of all, I learned how to be a good listener, because at the beginning, all I could do is listen. As I was trying to force myself to try to communicate, I made a lot of mistakes, and a lot of people laughed at me. And so I learned to have a tougher skin and to be resilient and keep challenging myself. I also discovered the value of patience. Obviously, I wasn't going to learn a whole language overnight, so every day I tried to do just a little bit better. And there were a lot of reasons to be stressed. It was hard to make friends, and I was homesick as a 7-year-old. But if I focused on my distress, then all I would have done is miss the opportunity to learn and grow. So my first piece of advice is this: when something disrupts your plans, your career, your personal life, focus on the opportunity. Embrace the disruption instead of resenting or lamenting it. You probably heard this story over and over again in business school, so I'll give it to you one last time. Kodak invented the digital camera. But the company didn't adopt and champion the new technology. As you well know, Kodak management sat back comfortable with its business model, which relied on the sale of high-profit film. And Kodak made the mistake of thinking it was in control of the photography process. In fact, the power really belonged to the consumer, who decided en masse that they didn't want to deal with film anymore. So instead of being an industry leader that they could have been, and continue to be, in the brand new field of digital photography, Kodak instead became a classic example of how a company can miss a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that comes from a disruptive technology. So don't miss the opportunity that comes from disruption. Take all those critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills you acquired at Smith and use them to make something good for you, for your organization, and for the world. I want you to survive and thrive when things change around you. But I also want more than that. Now that you're out of class, I want you to cause disruption. We waited until now. I want you to be disruptive. That's because there are two great forces that hinder change. The first is investment in the status quo. If you're content with the way things are, if you think the world is good enough, why would you want to go through the pain and messiness of changing it? The second great force hindering change is discouragement at the size of the challenges. Sometimes you may want to be disruptive and make changes. You may even realize that disruption is necessary for your organization to survive. But the bigger the disruption, the more people it affects, and the more messiness it causes, the harder it is to get started. Don't let any challenge discourage you. Don't be content with the status quo. Is this the way you want the world to be? If not, what needs to be changed? Focus on that vision of the world as you want it to be. Then go there. Disrupt the things that need to be disrupted in order to get there to that best possible world. So how can you be the disruptor? Well, back to my 7-year-old camp story. At this all-French-speaking sleepaway camp, I was surrounded by people who were different from me. That was hard, but it made me grow. It is easy and comfortable to live in a hall of mirrors, surrounded by people who think what you think, believe what you believe, and understand what you understand. But seek out diversity, and you will sometimes be uncomfortable, but you will always be learning something. Be around the right people, but also have the right attitude. When people see that you're trying, when they see that you're being positive, they will root for you and they will try to help you. You can draw them into your vision for change. And disrupt yourself once in a while. My parents forced me to go to camp, and sometimes you too will find that circumstances force you into a new situation. But once you're an adult, you mostly have to force yourself. So do it. Force yourself to try something new, pursue a challenge, take a risk. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. Live your life open to disruption. Don't cling to the status quo and end up missing a life-changing opportunity. And be a disruptor. Change the way things are. Make them better. Move every part of your life towards the best world you can imagine. No matter where your career takes you, that voyage, that journey to the best possible world is one that you will never regret. So that's my advice to you. When disruption comes, focus on the opportunity. And when you get the opportunity, be disruptive. Create the best possible world. We're counting on you. Thank you. Mr. John Masudapour, co-chair of the Smith New York Club for the Robert H. Smith School of Business Alumni Chapter Board, will welcome the soon-to-be graduates to the alumni community.
Dean Triantis, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and graduating class of 2015. It is my honor to be here today to welcome the class of 2015 to the Alumni Association of the University of Maryland. You did it. Give yourselves a round of applause. As you now prepare to embark on the next phase of your life, know that it's not just you against the world. You are now one of the more than 60,000 Terps worldwide. I graduated from undergrad here 14 years ago and loved it so much that I came back to do my MBA and graduated 8 years ago. After that, I moved up to New York to work at various positions in finance. The school left such a great impression on me after my MBA that I vowed to give back in any way possible. There were many reasons why I wanted to do this. I'm going to share one brief example with you. So picture trying to get a job where everyone was at a few months ago, and they had a mentorship event in Van Munching Hall. A bunch of students are going around trying to talk to alums to, give their resume to them and make an elevator pitch. I ended up connecting with one alum who works in finance in Bethesda. Right away, he said he couldn't help me, but he was willing to introduce one of his personal contacts and said, reach out to him. When I went to New York, I reached out to him and we hit it off. We've been talking ever since then, and he's one of my mentors. It's not just about work that we're talking about. We talk about family, what we do outside of work, his kids, things like that. So, based on that, I really wanted to give back even more. The school has given me so much that I would do anything for it. I would stay in touch with the Career Management Office and Alumni Relations Office to find out what events are going on in New York. I would try to go meet students and network with them, and if I can't do anything to help them out, try to introduce them to others who can. I encourage you to think about how you can give back. It is our duty to pay it forward so that students after us can flourish and enjoy the same experiences we had. Continue to network with school officials, with your classmates, with alums, and with the student body. I had such a unique, amazing experience here and assume you did as well. Now it's time to put it on display. One thing to remember as you go out into the world with this valuable degree: you're not going to get very far in life based on what you already know. You're going to advance in life by what you're going to learn after you leave here. With that, I wanted to give you a few points to consider. Stay connected with your school and your fellow classmates. You'll want to know about the latest developments on campus. As you look around the auditorium, you see faces that you've bonded with over the past few years, some of whom you will probably keep in touch with after graduation, and others you won't. Smith played an integral part in my life as I met some of my best friends. My core group of friends from Smith MBA still have an annual reunion of sorts, even though we live all over the country. Number 2, be informed. Be an ambassador for the school by attending events and/or joining the Alumni Network to showcase your Terp pride to other alums and prospective students. And number 3, remain involved. This is the biggest one. Whether it's attending alumni events, joining in the LinkedIn group, using the Smith app to see how many Smith alums are in Akron, Ohio, as I did the other day, you can join the thousands of alum who work together to preserve the excellence of the school. So with that, I wanted to take a picture to remember this moment, so please pose. Perfect, thank you. All right, with that, it is my honor and pleasure to say congratulations to the class of 2015, Masters, MBA, and PhDs. Welcome to the Alumni Association, and go Terps. Thank you.
Professor Robert Windle, Director of Doctoral Programs, will present the Doctor of Philosophy graduates. Will the candidates please rise?
Dean Triantis, I am pleased to present the Doctor of Philosophy degree recipients.
Dr. Windle, I am honored to recognize these graduates who have successfully completed all requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Professor Michael Ball, Senior Associate Dean of Faculty and Research, will introduce the graduates.
Ajay Abraham, Major Marketing. Hooder, Dr. Rebecca Hamilton, dissertation title, A Multi-Method Examination of Partitioned Pricing. Ki Young Hoon Bae, Major Finance. Hooder, Dr. Pete Kyle, dissertation title, Can Short-Term Trading Algorithms Anticipate Large Order Executions? Shweta Gankar, Major Strategic Management and Entrepreneurship. Hooder, Dr. Rajri Agarwal, dissertation title, The Strategic Networks and Performance of Entrepreneurial Firms, Impact of Pre-Founding Ties. Charles Hahn, Major Accounting. Hooder, Dr. Michael Kimbrough, dissertation title, An Integrated Analysis of the Corporate General Counsel's Impact on Accounting Choices and Legal Risk. John Healy, Major Marketing. Hooder, Dr. Wendy Moe, dissertation title, Essays on Strategic Marketing. Benjamin Nguyen, Major Finance, Hooder, Dr. Pete Kyle, and Dr. Russ Wormers, dissertation title, Short-Term Funding Markets and Systemic Risk. Brian Strobe, Major, Strategic Management and Entrepreneurship. Hooder, Dr. Dave Wagaspak, dissertation title, Essays on Motives and Market Outcomes.
Ladies and gentlemen, a professional photographer will be taking the picture of each graduate as they receive their envelope. In order not to obstruct the view of others, family and friends are asked not to enter the floor for photographs. Also, we remind all attendees to please remain seated throughout the entire ceremony in order to fully recognize all of today's graduates. Dr. Joyce Russell, Vice Dean, will present the candidates for master's degrees. Will the candidates for Master of Business Administration, Master of Finance, and Master of Science degrees please rise?
Dean Triantis, I am pleased to present the master's graduates.
Dr. Russell, I am honored to recognize these graduates who have successfully completed all requirements for the Master of Business Administration degree, the Master of Finance degree, or the Master of Science degree.
Will the graduates please be seated? Dr. Jeffrey Kudus, Assistant Dean of Corporate Relations and Managing Director of the Office of Career Services, will introduce the MBA graduates. We will now recognize graduates who are members of the Platform Party.
Jamin Gallman, Master of Business Administration. Catherine Moss, Master of Business Administration. Sai Prasad Vishwanathan, Master of Science in Marketing Analytics.
Will all the Masters of Business Administration, Master of Finance, and Master of Science graduates please remain seated until directed to the platform to receive our congratulations?
The following students are Masters of Business Administration degree candidates from the College Park campus. T.J. Becker, Thomas Becker. Rohit Chowdhury. Alexander Stefanik. Justin Fisher. Justin Barnes. Patrick Gillies. Alex Rengel. Joseph Addis. Yule Kai. Nicholas Janto. Andrew Yusoff. Hirizoku Masuka. Stephen King. Swapna Arora. Zelina Borhan, also earning a Master of Public Policy. Nadine Payne. Tobechi Abgim. Catherine Tedrow. Patrice Mobley, also earning a Master of Public Policy. Caroline Anderson. Anna Anderson. Anusha Nalapati. Aaron Lee. Callan Trashell. Kevon Kavusi. Jessica Ferroli. Seth Faub. Robert Bixler, also earning a Master of Science in Accounting. Samson Rowe. Andrew Neal. Brendan Collins. Cartome, also earning a Master of Social Work. Daniel Levenstein. Miguel Silva. Gordon Culver. Brendan Lynch. Eric Wrigley. Michael Catania. Mark Bezokis. Ying Gan, also earning a Master of Science in Information Systems. Stephen Manti. James Nussman. Aditya Argwal. Badal Patel. Jason Berkowitz. Mallory Shell, also earning a Master of Science in Accounting. Narissa Kongsamut. Samuel Cravens. Hayok Lee. Jerry Wang. Jeff Wu. Prathmesh Gandhi. Christine Babik. Shivani Miani. Tiffany Lee. Palava Kamari. Diotima Gangopadhyay. Lohitha Divredi. Yasuki Umeda. Anand Nair. Shivani Patel. Anusha Palavapu. David Eubanks, also earning a Master of Public Policy. Mario Lenel, also earning a Master of Science in Information Systems. Albert Davidson, also earning a Master of Science in Accounting. Eric Williamson, also earning a Master of Science in Accounting. Bradley Middleton, also earning a Master of Science in Accounting. Ryan Mace. Stephen Gould. Kyle Jordan. Edward Rowe. Milton Vascones. Rodrigo Velasquez Vasox. Freddie Chacon Ruda. Panita Ron Tanatha Chaitvorn. Ashish Paul. Nellie Gomez. Elizabeth Rosenstadt. Jennifer Long. Gary Woodhurst. Tony Danko. Brandon Burgess. Tristan Williams. Natasha Smith. You got it. Serena Asimi. Siobhan Wills. Jose Negron, also earning a Master of Finance. David Deptula, also earning a Master of Science in Supply Chain Management. The following students are earning a Master's of Business Administration degree candidates from the Shady Grove campus. Patrick Yu. Michael Norton. Elizabeth Watson. Andrew Barber. Andrew Heim. Maria Arce. Paola Canolis. Ajit Ameh. Joshua Gundalak. Kazim Malik. Christopher Amarsingto, also earning a Master of Finance. Scott Axtell. Una Penninger, also earning a Master of Science in Information Systems. Jennifer Dudick. Caitlin Bender. Jennifer Delicio. Matthew Yeager. Charles Curry. Austin O. Margaret Beckham. Rahul Shah, also earning a Master of Finance. Ravi Shah. Ravi Bakwani, also earning a Master of Finance. Roy Smethers, also earning a Master of Finance. Shangeng Huang. The following students are Master of Business Administration degree candidates from the Washington, D.C. campus. Tokes Oriella. Catherine Campbell. Beverly Luckett, also earning a Master of Public Policy. Julia Leby. Lauren Marks. Kathleen McConnell. Daniel John Reeves. Rachel Gohaber. Lucas Horn. Mackenzie Kate Henderson. William Battle Williford. Andrew Donald Holt. Sachin Sampath. Donald James Beardsley. Jeffrey Blair. David Tennant, also earning a Master of Finance. Sylvia Rivera. Chad Michael Sanangelo. Carlos Cedeno. Martha Garcia. Brandon James Kramer. Alexander Jameson DeBar. Timothy Kane. Matthew Lee Wagner. Tori Jacobson. Chintak Dawadi. Valencia Royal. You're welcome. Albessi Tessima. Sunny Yang Hicks. Uchenna Obi. Anusha Parasutham, also earning a Master of Finance. Natwani Fritz. Ares Wulyamaram. Ruhan Gona. Ellie Werner Ada Devo. Chan Tran. Michael Scherer. Martin Joseph Shaw. Christopher Michael McGrath. Brendan Ahmed. Jonathan Josie Calhoun. Stephen Jarabek, also earning a Master of Finance. John Chang. Christopher Tajadis. Natalie Kosobokova. Landrina Buckley. Joel Gill. Joseph El Abada. Marie Nishi. Adrienne Constance Salvetti. The following students are Masters of Business Administration degree candidates from our Baltimore campus. Holly Smith. Jennifer Dorsey. Karen Farrell. Jill Alcargan. Vijaypal Nalu. Suketu Shah. Andrew Nigan. Kevin Masterles. Ryan Kelly. James Mascariello. Shelley Ann Winokur. Angela Miller. Scott Cowan, also earning a Master of Finance. Menza Ebby. Chad Yetzo.
Ms. Nicola Daniel, Associate Director of Finance Department and Senior Advisor for International Relations for the Center for Financial Policy, will introduce the Master of Finance and Master of Science graduates.
The following students are Master of Finance degree candidates. Shen Chuan, Sun Shuang, Gong Jingqi, Zhang Zhexin, Chen Nuohan, Kong Cuijing, Si Zhengzheng, Xu Miao, Wang Xiaodi, Ma Huan, Gu Siyuan, Deng Haoming, Zhu Xinyang, Xie Rong, Qin Dan, Han Muqiu, Yang Yan, Yu Sisi, Shao Shuai, Lü Jiaxin, Zhu Yantong, Zhou Shiyun, Lu Dongyi, Yan Sihui, Fan Weikang, Wei Wei, Gu Weiwen, Joseph Morgan III, Zhang Lin, Guo Xudong, Li Xiaoyi, Ma Jun, Lin Xiaoyu, Huang Meizi, Zhang Qinghua, Chen Xingtong, Luo Qiyu, Luo Qiyu, Ying Nan, Yu Xinchao, Bi Xiaochen, Cao Bingquan, Lu Jiamin, Ma Jiamin, Wang Xiaoxu, Li Yuxian, Cheng Shiyue, Zhang Qianye, Wang Kangjian, She Fei, Zhao Zhao, Zhang Xingfang, Chang Xin, Yang Liu Yiyi, Guo Siyi, Wang Panjun, Wang Haiyi, Zhang Yan, Ouyang Zhiguang, Fu Kaixiang, Shao Xinyuan, Dai Mingfei, Chen Luyao, He Manbing, Matthew Imes, Yulia Agorodova, Alberto Alvarez, Hu Chong, Rebecca Morse, Alejandro Busaktian, Zhang Jing, Jin Yuqing, Ram Medavarapu. The following students are Master of Science in Accounting degree candidates. 王孙和、吕七七、王若英、严谨、Mariam Rogers, Mulanga Shilengi, Opai Anyikaye, okay. Abu Bakr Ba, Hamad Albati. The following students are Master of Science in Marketing Analytics degree candidates. Wesley Vaughn, Michael O'Connor, Humberto Gonzalez Lencanao, Yang Yang, Wei Jiacheng, Kyle Seuss, Lin Xiaohan, Long Lin, You Miao, Chao Chenjie, Krishna Marturi, Ketaki Sakhalkar, Fang Yuan, Xia Yi, Tian Youfeng, Zhang Yanjing, Wang Zheng, Hu Jinping, Lin Jinjing, Yan Haotong, Wu Liangyi, Hong Wantu, Li Jie, Zhou Zhuzi, Bushra Adil, Tang Chongtai, Danish Matur, Yang Sijie, Fan Zhen, Tao Xin, Xiong Yu. The following students are Master of Science in Supply Chain Management degree candidates. Deng Zimei, Liu Yanxi, Frederick Gessel, Brett Sudetic, David Engel, Katie Dodds, Salvatore Conaboy, Chen Jiawei. The following students are Master of Science in Information Systems degree candidates. Olwasfioni Akinyosoye. Sorry. Eric Sandman. Noreen Kaur. Karan Madan. Sumil Gadkar. Sagar Guwalani. Shreya Nath. Rhea Gupta. Senthil Nathan Shanmugam. Rajaran Chinnapan. Okay. Gitanjali Dinesh. Udisha Singh. Ankita Darda. Pooja Dagai.
Once again, let us all congratulate today's graduates. Graduates of the Robert H. Smith School of Business, it has been a real pleasure to share this special day with you. My congratulations to each of you on the accomplishments that have led to this day. We also honor the people who supported and believed in you, the families and friends of the class of 2015. It is with great hope and optimism that we at the Smith School send you out into the world. I am certain that you will lead diverse and accomplished lives. I know you are happy to have your classes behind you. But this may be the end of college, but it is not the end of learning. As you continue to learn, I hope you will share your knowledge, your insights, and your experience with us. And I hope that your life will lead you back to this learning community, to mentor students, to serve on a committee, or to speak to a club or continue your education. Graduation is a significant achievement made possible by your own hard work, but also by the support of your friends and family members. As you graduate, I also offer you the Smith School's encouragement and support. Take advantage of our alumni networking opportunities as you pursue your careers. Stay in touch with us. And we will stay in touch with you. The Alumni Relations Office is even now checking the spelling of your last names and your addresses and all the other information. And we hope that you have a long and mutually beneficial relationship with the Smith School. Every member of the Smith community is very proud of your achievements. We wish you well on your journey ahead, and I look forward to hearing many good reports of your successes in the years to come. Congratulations. I wish you all the best.
Will graduates and guests please remain seated until the faculty has recessed? After the faculty has recessed, graduates are asked to exit the arena by any of the stairway from the floor. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.